Namo Namaha. Welcome to the realm of Prāṇāvāya. It is a pleasure, as usual, to invite you in this refuge of Prāṇāvāya, which is called the kṣamāśrama, the refuge of the divine patience, endurance, compassion, tolerance, and that has been made by the Ahimsa yogis, and who is the universal abode of life for all the living beings of the universe. And I'm myself a humble Prāṇāvāya physician, sitting on the gigantic shoulders of my Guruji, of our Guruji. So we had seen that there are three most important questions. These questions are so important because they are catching our attention on the goal of life. It is either catching our attention, our self-attention, either it is catching the person around us whom we love, who we want, from whom we want to see some improvements. I'm sure around you there are so many people, they are not taking care of their health, they are not taking care of their spiritual health, or their soul, or their body, or whatever it is, and we know, we can see that these people that we love a lot, they are falling down. And sometimes ourselves, we become lazy and we become blind also. And sometimes we are also falling down. So, what are the three questions to catch any human being attention on this problem? And how to motivate a person to come in the path of health or of liberation, which is in Prāṇāvāya science, we know it is the same path. So the first question is, as we had seen, are you perfectly happy or are you perfectly healthy? The second question is your happiness able to spread to sufficient numbers of living beings? Because being happy alone is really not happiness. We can only be happy if we make somebody happy, or if we can share at least what we call the communion, if we can communicate, if we can have a communion of happiness with somebody. And are you even if you are not a doctor, but by the happiness and by your health, hygiene, your hygiene routine, your understanding of sattvic food, are you able to inspire others? So this is the second question that we have to ask. So are we able to say yes to the first question? Am I happy? Am I healthy? Okay, why not? Maybe yes. Am I able to spread to enough numbers of beings? If I start to say that I'm satisfied to the number of beings I'm spreading it, it's also very good. If not, you have to hear the following things. And the third question, it is a much more difficult question. Is your happiness and your health absolutely stable? Are you self-sustained? Are you able to self-sustain this happiness? Or do you depend on something, on some others, on some substance, on some conditions, on some seasons, on some weather, on some whatever? And is your happiness growing? So now, and is your happiness, are you sure that your happiness will last for all your life, for a long time, or maybe in next life if you believe in reincarnation? So this was the third question. And to the third question, it's very difficult to say yes. So obviously, from the third question, you can convince somebody to follow the Prāṇāvāya science. Of course, I'm joking, because nothing is so easy to convince ourselves or to convince somebody. So just I want to catch your attention, because it's a nice thing, is that when we say, Are you happy or are you healthy? It is all what we called in Prāṇāvāya the Sat Vedanya Karma. So when we say Satamehe, it means in Sanskrit Sat Vedanya Karma. How is your Sat Vedanya Karma? Because Sata or Sat or Shata in Gujarati, we say Shatamehe. We say Shatamehe, Satamehe, Satamacho in Gujarati. Anyhow, so the word Sata means health and happiness together in Hindi, because it's one of the 8 types of karma that a human being has to experiment. Okay, so the first question, are you perfectly happy? There are 3 words that you know. Are you perfectly happy? I mean, there are few Sanskrit words that I have written that you can understand. But today I will just give you one. Are you perfectly happy and healthy means Ayus. Ayus is one type of happiness and of health, like in the world Ayurveda. Ayu means life, and it's a kind of energy, we can say, that can be compared to the feeling of this Sata Vedanya Karma. The second question, there are lots of Sanskrit concepts that we can have in this question. That means the question was, is your happiness and your health able to spread to so many living beings, or to at least some living beings? How can a happiness be spread? So it is very simple. If you ask to somebody, are you okay? Or if you ask Satamehe, and if this person says, no, I'm not at all okay, and if he even does not answer to you, you will feel bad. You will feel unhappy. Because if he's happy, you will, of course, benefits of his happiness. If he smiles to you, he will contaminate you with happiness. So this is the concept of happiness contamination. And there are so many things in Sanskrit that we will learn later, like Parasparo Pagraho Jivanam and Marga Prabhavana and all these things. Whatever it is. In the third question now, is your happiness stable, sustainable, eternal, and will it grow? This is so the tricky question. And to all this question, and especially to the last question, the main important thing that we have to understand, and that is really the main point of today, is the concept of habitus and habits. The happiness, in a neurological point of view, a happiness is built on habit. The liking, what we like, is what makes us happy. And what we like is automatically what we know. It is very difficult to be happy of something we don't know. And that is why in Sanskrit, happiness is called manognya. Manognya is a term which means happiness. That means mano, manas, the mind, jna, like in noemi, like in cognitive, like in all these words, cognition, knowledge, jna. You know, jna means knowledge, or jnan in Sanskrit, or gnan. Okay, so manognya or manojnya means the happiness. That means what knows our mind. What knows our mind means what we like, and therefore, because of this liking, what makes us happy. So this is the main problem. If what makes us happy is what we like, then why we want to change? Because the whole purpose of what we are saying today is that we have to motivate ourselves to change. But everybody will feel, no, I'm contented with what I have. Because also we have learned we should be contented. We should be grateful already to have what we have. We should be in santosh. We should be already in the gratitude, in the sufficiency mood. But the sufficiency mood is manognya, is the contentment of the happiness. That is the problem of our stagnation so many times. So contentment is a good philosophy, but if it is the motive of stagnation, this is the big problem. So for this, we can have a very nice concept. It is a concept that you may know, you must know. It is you have to know, it is the confirmation cognitive bias. What we call also the confirmatory bias, or the my side bias, or the congenitality bias. It is a problem of darshana. Like all the cognitive bias means unclarity of the mind. So it means that I have a darshana problem. In the three ratna, it is the darshana problem. So because of my habit, I will construct a mithya, a bad darshanan, a mithya darshanan, which is called habitus, which is called we can say it's a way of thinking. It's a neurological error. It's the fact that our brain will have a mistake in it, and this mistake is the confirmation bias. So, and we say there is a sentence in Sanskrit that dharma, the word dharma, means movement. And the word adharma means stagnation. When we know also the term raja, sattva, tamas, tamas is inertia, is stagnation. And sthiti means the movement, means the mobility. So when it is moving, it is alive. And it is dharma, because dharma should move. So the lesson of today is finished. And my message today is that we should not think that this is enough. We should not mistaken satisfaction with the satisfaction as if it was a dharma. Satisfaction for what I'm now. But I have to point for better, because there is no happiness. There is no real happiness than a happiness which is not growing. The most important quality of a happiness is that the happiness should be growing. And that is why the other day we had discussed when we feel I'm going forward. There is this inside thermometer of our heart, we said in the first classes. Inside our heart we have this thermometer. We feel I'm growing. I'm evolving. I'm developing myself. And this is happiness. This is the real happiness which is based on this manognya, amanognya understanding of ourselves, and this understanding how not to leave the confirmation cognitive bias to take over us. Thank you so much. Namaste, pranam, michami dukaram if I said any mistake or if I hurted any creature. Dhanyavad, pranamaha, pranam.